Now to the transition as President-elect Donald Trump continues to build out his cabinet. He returns to the White House in less than 2 months. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is here with the latest developments, including what former Congressman Matt Gaetz is up to now that he's no longer the nominee for Attorney General.
Hey, Toby, Matt Gaetz here. I wanted to give you every bit of encouragement.
From a position of power to peddling pep talks, former Representative Matt Gaetz has had quite the career change this last week, now selling $500 personalized messages on the website Cameo, a mere 10 days removed from being picked to run the nation's top law enforcement agency. Just last week, Gaetz was tapped to be Attorney General, so he abruptly stepped down from Congress. But a lingering ethics committee investigation into sexual misconduct and drug use loomed large, and ultimately he withdrew his name. Gaetz, in his Cameo profile, jokingly writing, "Trump nominated me to be U.S. Attorney General. That didn't work out," and publicly saying he has no plans to go back to Congress.
I'm going to be fighting for President Trump. I'm going to be doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have. But I think that 8 years is probably enough time in the United States Congress.
President-elect Trump already moving on, but staying in the Sunshine State to nominate former Florida Attorney General turned lobbyist Pam Bondi for U.S. Attorney General. Democrats conceding the fact that Bondi's resume makes her qualified for the job as AG, but say there are red flags.
Pam Bondi was the Attorney General of the state of Florida for 8 years, and so she does have the requisite experience, but she comes with the heaviness of having been a massive election denier.
Today, Trump also naming billionaire and economic advisor Scott Bessent as his pick for Treasury Secretary. The 62-year-old once led investments at Soros Fund Management, a hedge fund started by Democratic superdonor George Soros, a man who's been the target of countless wild conspiracy theories often propagated by the far right. The president-elect also reportedly picking former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler to be his Secretary of Agriculture. While never charged, Loeffler was once investigated by the DOJ for whether she used inside information to sell off millions of dollars worth of stocks right before the markets plummeted as the pandemic began.
In addition to those selections, there are also a few fairly straightforward picks announced today, including Lori Chavez-DeRemer, the first-term Republican representative from Oregon, to be Labor Secretary. She actually lost her re-election bid recently, but did have the support from a number of unions. Trump also picked former Florida Representative Dr. Dave Weldon, an Army veteran, to head the Centers for Disease Control.